Hello, this is Tammy. I'm going to have just a short little video today. I'm going to count my change because I haven't been keeping track of what I have rolled and put into my lockbox. So that's what I'm going to do today. I keep my quarters right here at the bottom of this jar. And then with the Ziploc baggies, I put the other coins in here. The reason I do it that way is so they're easier to roll, and I'm keeping them rolled so that it's easier for me to go exchange them at my bank. They do have a coin machine, but they've told me before, one of them, they don't. So they were just like, well, it would just be easier if they're rolled that I can just come in there and get the cash. So, that's what I've been doing. Sorry if I sound very low energy today. I am. My child decided he was going to wake up all the way at 3 after getting me up and down all night. And I'm exhausted. Completely exhausted. So, I'm going to try to make this quick so I can get a nap in. So I'm going to see if there's any more that I can roll. I'm not sure. I'm not sure if this is in the frame. I'm sorry if it's not. I'm going to have to just get a different phone holder, because this one I can't prop it up any more than what it is without it showing just a whole bunch of what it's sitting on. It won't get what I'm actually doing on camera, and I hate it. Which I only got this phone holder for like $6, so I'll eventually invest in a better one. Whew. I am tired today. My kids have been telling me what they want for Christmas, and they want a Nintendo Switch, which my boyfriend has been saving up for. And we don't just get them electronics and stuff, so it's gonna be a big present for them. Something that they can do together, and they're 10 and 7, so, and they want Minecraft and Pokemon. We play Pokemon Go with my oldest. My youngest will play on that account, but we do that with them. Me and my oldest, we went to the park the day before yesterday, before my oldest went back to his dad's for the week, and we had a lot of fun. We just hung out in this field at the park that we have, and they played on the playground. It was really nice. I'm really trying to make sure that my kids get a childhood. Because I had one, but I had 3 older brothers. So, with my 3 older brothers, didn't have anybody to really play with other than my friend that I grew up with. I played outside in my backyard a lot alone. So, I'm trying to let my kids be kids. I see too often parents wanting their older kids to take care of the younger kids. And I am not about that life. Absolutely not. Your kids did not have your other kids. Let them enjoy their free time. Let them enjoy their free time. I'm going to go get some rolls for this. And then we're going to start counting. Oh, you can't even see what I'm talking about for that. So I am going to, since Halloween is over, try to keep November at a very bare minimum. It's going to be hard because it's my birthday, my boyfriend's birthday, and our son's first birthday. So, my boyfriend and I were both Scorpios, and our baby is a Sagittarius. He was born on the 29th. So, he missed it by just a little bit. But, yeah, we're probably just going to go out to eat for our birthday, and then Kieran's going to be 1. So, what we're probably going to do is just have a little get together. I already have where planned out. It's going to be at my mom's, so I don't have to pay for anything like that. It's just going to be food expenses, which thankfully I do qualify for food stamps. So I do receive food stamps, and I meant to put that in one of my other videos whenever I was talking about me getting approved for the HUD. I am low income enough. Now that I got the HUD, I have reported the changes to the food stamp office. I'm just so grateful to have the help. I know a lot of people are like, that's taxpayers' dollars. Da, 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 da. Okay, I've been working since I was 18. I've paid into it, and I am still working. I'm not just living off the government. And, I mean, there's some cases where you have to. Like, I just got my boyfriend's ex-wife a job with me because they're very flexible with children's schedules. And they have their autistic son. So, she hasn't been able to keep a steady job solely due to the fact that her son has a disability and needs her. And obviously she could not trust him with just anybody, so she waited for him to be in school, and she waited for a situation where she has reliable people to watch him whenever Chris and I cannot. So I really hope that it's going to work out with her, because she just started a couple weeks ago and she's doing good. So, I mean, but situations like that, some people can't keep a job. And I'm just thankful that I live in a state and in a place that will help you, because I really try. I really, really, really try. So, and after that, we're going to go ahead and start counting. And I probably need to write this down as I go. And keep up with each coin. So, have 10, 20, 30, 40, 50, 60, 70, 80, 90, 100 in quarters. Which is crazy. It is crazy. I've been keeping my coins since going back to waitressing. And I had a little bit left over, but only like $40, I want to say. That was already stashed away. So everything I've made since then has been made since May, whenever I started waitressing again. Before I worked at Amazon, and after my maternity leave, my body could not handle it anymore. So my dimes, I have 5, 10, 15, 20, 25. And we're going to count the loose ones too. We'll count the loose ones too in a second. 2, 4, 6, 8 nickels. And then $1, $2, $3, $4, $5, $6. And pennies. Okay, I'm going to move this over to my lockbox, and then we're going to count the loose ones. Alright, we're going to start with the quarters. So I'm thinking about broadening this channel to more than just budgeting. Just let me know if you would be interested in like cleaning videos or DIY videos, crafts and stuff. I'm really trying to connect with my creative side because my whole pregnancy was rough with Kieran. And after I had him, there was, I'm not going to say complications. There wasn't complications, but I did have a hard time feeling normal because I was dizzy the whole time. And they still have not found the cause. It's not so bad anymore. But for the first, I want to say 4.5 to 5 months, I was constantly feeling lightheaded. Constantly. And it didn't start until the day after I gave birth to him. I have SVT, so I was on a beta blocker my whole pregnancy. And they weaned me off that because it just got so to the point, like, my blood pressure was too low, and yeah, it was intense. So for a while in my whole pregnancy, because I had the SVT, they couldn't figure out exactly what dose, so it took a minute. I have a Canadian coin in here. Can you see the difference? Hold on. Let me find my... Wow, I didn't know that. I'm going to put that to the side. Anyway. What was I saying? They couldn't find my right dosage for a while when I was pregnant. It was just a whole scary experience. I also want to talk about mental health on here. People have asked about why I pay child support, and why I don't have full custody of my oldest, and it is mental health related. There's never a danger, but I did go into a hospital for my depression, and that was to balance out my medications because they had me on Prozac at the time. And when I first started my Prozac, I was still in high school. I had my oldest son the very ending of my sophomore year. I had just turned 16. So my senior year, they put me on the Prozac, and I would be reading in class, and I would read the same paragraph over and over and over, and I would not retain a bit of it, and it was scary. So I decided that, yeah, for my depression, to regain my motivation, I was going to go into a hospital for 72 hours while they tried these different medications. What ended up happening is they thought I needed a sleep aid, so they gave me a sleep aid. And if I had not been at the hospital like I was, I could have very easily died. It bottomed my blood pressure out. And I remember waking up after a day and a half and them saying, like, whoa, well, your blood pressure is like 80/60. So when you decide to get up, just have somebody come in here and help you. And thankfully, they just weaned me right off. They couldn't just completely cut me off, but they did wean me off under their care. So that's 50 cents right there. So $4.50. So while I was away, I ended up having my custody taken because my son's father and I were never married. I left him with him, but he was not a custodial parent, and in the state of Tennessee, apparently that would give the state right to come get your child as terms of abandonment, even though I was under doctor's care. So he used that, and he got custody, and I've been fighting ever since. I did pay an attorney $2,500. I was set to go to college. I had to forego that because my mother had to get a loan out on her vehicle, and my college was still going to be $500 out of pocket for my books and everything and my scrubs, because I was going to go in for LPN. So I forewent college, and it was just a disaster of a time. My attorney told me, well, you just got out of the hospital, so how about let's give it some time. We're going to agree to their terms. Let's agree to their terms, and then we'll go to mediation, and then we'll continue to go to mediation until it's resolved completely. Well, what happened is, after our mediation, they had me sign a permanent parenting plan. I was 18 years old. I didn't know any better. I didn't know that I was going to have to pay my attorney again to take out more papers. So whenever the 6 month came up, I contacted that attorney, and he was like, oh yeah, I've been trying to get a hold of them, and I can't, Just full-blown lies, in my opinion. And I was already pregnant with my second son, so I was like, okay, let me have this baby, and then get stable enough again, and I will go back to court. That didn't happen. My now ex-husband was I don't know how to say it. I don't know if it's gonna, like, I don't know how to say it on here, but he was I guess I can say it. He was a pothead. He was a pothead. And even though he didn't do it around the kids or anything like that, and I never did it, my ex took me to court over that. I lost more custody, and I left my husband because he was not going to pick us over his joint. And yeah, so that was another thing that I faced. And at that time, I was also in extensive therapy. I say extensive because I was put off of work to be treated for PTSD. And I developed PTSD after the death of my father. So I mentioned in my last video about how sick I got and like why I can't have caffeine and stuff, because my body just went through it. So at that same time, as soon as I felt better, literally the day after I felt better, my father died. We were living with my parents at the time, and we had found out 5 days prior that he had cancer. We didn't know because he was one of those men that he'd rather not know if something was wrong with him, because he couldn't do anything about it. He didn't have insurance. So that day that he passed, I seen it all go down, and I seen the strongest man in my life get scared. And it changed my world. So about 10 months after that, I decided, okay, I need therapy, because after what happened with my dad, I noticed that I was just terrified. I did not want to be alone. I didn't want... I had the mindset that something bad could happen. Like, what if I just fall out right here? You know, I had watched my dad suddenly die. He died within 15 minutes. What happened was he had a tumor on his windpipe, and it burst, and he asphyxiated on it. So, yeah. That was very, very traumatic. But because I was in extensive care over the PTSD that caused, they, at court, when they took me over my husband smoking, and then they found out about that, they used the fact that I wasn't currently working, and even though my job was paying me to be off of work and get my treatment, which my treatment was talk therapy. It was 9 hours a week of group therapy, 1 individual session, and then 1 outside group therapy. So I had 11 hours of talk therapy. At that point in my life, and still now, I will not take any kind of medications. I will not. For mental health, it took me about 2 years before I started taking antibiotics again after that, because I was like, well, my dad was on medication. He didn't get better. I was so sick right before he died. I didn't get better. And that's just how my brain played out. And it, you know, just, it triggered me. So the talk therapy was the best way to go about it. But yeah, they used that against me. And even though I'm not like mentally unstable, and I wouldn't even say that I was mentally unstable at that point, because I was very self-aware, and that was probably the problem, is I was a little too self-aware, to the point like I would have scenarios like, what if something were to just happen to me and nobody can take care of my kids? You know, just off the wall things like that, but possible things. And it took me 3 years of that therapy, and I continue to go to therapy. It is nowhere near as bad. And PTSD is not like what they portray on shows. I have never been violent or freaked out. You know, I will have nightmares, but that's just anxiety. That was my biggest symptom. And that is what PTSD is. It is either an overwhelming anxiety or some other kind of trauma response. So you could have anger, yes, but I did not. So I had to wait. When we went back in front of the judge after all of that, I was still in my therapy, and I was now living with my mother because I had left my husband. So they had said, my ex's attorney had said, well, when you are on your feet, well, he didn't say it to me. He said it to the judge, that if she gets on her feet in her own home and divorces her husband, then we can try again. Well, that has happened. And I took out a petition the end of 2020, whenever I first got my apartment here, spent another $2,500 on a brand new attorney somebody that's going to fight for me. We went to mediation. I gained some more time. And then this year we are going in front of a judge because this past mediation, there was no resolve. So, there's no reason for there not to be. But I guess he figures he's been primary for so long and it's been like this for so long. Why change it? But a child needs their mother and a mother needs their child. And I'm fighting as hard as I can. It's been 7 years. I'll be very blunt, and it hurts me constantly. I feel like whenever I first got out, I should not have taken that attorney's advice because, why didn't I fight? Why didn't I just say, no, I'm going to have him back in my home tonight? But instead, I let this man give me false security. He tells me, how about you get some rest? You agreed to the 2 days a week unsupervised. That proves you're not a threat, and we'll get more from then. What we got was every other weekend, Friday to Monday morning, and every Tuesday. And after I went back to court for the whole husband or ex-husband ordeal, that was every other weekend, every other weekend, Friday to Sunday. And it was like that until from 2018 to 2020, because that was the time period that I was still living with my mother, trying to get enough money to get my own place, and we came to the agreement half the summer, we switch on spring and fall break. I have half of Christmas break now, and my every other weekend, like usual. So, it's a regret that I'll hold for the rest of my life. But my kid can never say that I didn't fight for him, and he doesn't know. He doesn't know the mess and all that. And, keep your kids out of it. If you're in a custody battle, don't get your kid involved. You just deal with it. And he loves both me and his dad very much. His dad is not a bad dad. And he has a stepmom that's wonderful too. And a little brother over there. And I'm very happy for all of that. She has taken care of my boy. I just wish that they would be more open to me, But we all go to, he plays basketball and he was playing football. We always go to all the extracurriculars to, we're both there. So, we're not as good as my current boyfriend's ex-wife and I. Her and I are best friends. We talk every single day about any and everything, and her boyfriend will actually come and sit and hang out. And that's just normal to me because one of my older brothers, his dad used to come and hang out with my dad every weekend. And, it's nice to have that. And I would like to have that with my oldest son's ex, but we experienced too much. We were both young in our relationship, and there's just too much. So, I'm just going to be happy whenever we go 50-50, finally. But, I was thinking about talking about mental health, because mental health and the justice system really mess with me. I will say the justice system, because, I felt like I didn't have a leg to stand on, because they were going after the mental health. And even though I was a mother getting help instead of drowning in it, I was persecuted for it. But that's not going to be the script this year. I'm going to fight to the nail. I don't care what they tell me. For years, I have lived in anxiety over it, feeling like I had to listen to these other attorneys that were not there for me. The last time we went in front of court over the husband thing and me being in therapy, I could not afford an attorney. So I didn't have one because I was going to have to pay that original one $2,500 again. And absolutely not. He was not worth it. So, yeah, that's a little bit of the backstory. So, if you have any questions about it, feel free to ask because like I said, I will be honest. I have nothing to hide, and, you know, more people need to be aware, more people need to be blunt about it. It is what it is. My brain's not wanting to work today because I am so tired. Okay. 18, 19, 26, 7, 28, 29, 30, 31, 32, 3, 4, 5. Alright. I hope that's right. But I should have $152.18 in coins. I put this little Canadian one in here. I'm gonna have to find a separate one. A separate little container for these. So it's Elizabeth II. Hold on. This is from, I can't tell if that, yeah, it's 20, no, it's 2006. 2006. I'm so used to saying 20 something that it's hard for me to say 2000s again. I was born in 95. So it says 5 pence. So I will keep that to the side. Find my little book here. So I'm gonna make a slip for just the rolled ones. Oh, I thought I had some extra colorful ones. I do. Oh, this is one that bleeds through, but it will be okay. So, roll coins. How much was that? 1, 25, 26, 27, 28, 29, 30, 31, 32, 33, 39. 139 and roll coins. And then, whenever I, roll more, that's when I'll add to this sheet. But this is going to keep count of what I have in my lockbox. So I'm going to keep this. I'm going to put this in my little jar here. And this will most likely go towards Christmas expenses, and I do also want to mention Fetch rewards. So I will probably add my link in this video as well, but I have it in my last one. And I can't remember if I put it in my bio or not, but it's an app where you can scan your receipts, and I originally thought it was only like store receipts. But you can scan your gas, your store, your pharmacy, fast food. You can scan any receipt where you pay a bill as well. And the minimum points you get is 25 per receipt, and depending on what you get, like especially with groceries or if you have children and you're buying diapers and stuff like that, you can get extra points. I know that one time I got I want to say 6,000 points on one receipt. So you can get up to $50 gift cards, and you can get several of them. It's something worth checking out. So I already have $30 worth in Amazon gift cards. That's also going to go towards my Christmas spending. And then after I do the Amazon ones, after Christmas and I've done all that, I'm probably going to start saving up for like fast food stuff. So whenever I want to go eat somewhere, I don't have to budget the money in my cash binder. I have 20 in here right now. I can just use my gift card, and it's not going to cost me anything. Literally, you don't have to spend any extra money to get your rewards. You just scan for what you've already spent, and we will both get referral points if you end up making an account and scanning your first receipt. You have to scan the first receipt, and when you first get it, you can scan up to 14 days. 14 days in the past. So, I mean, it is very worth it, and I'm glad that I was put on it. Taylor's budget is what got me to try it out, and I've got my friends on it, and they're like, heck yeah, because they're getting all these points. They got kids, they pay out the yin yang, so a little help is great. I'm going to put this back in here. We're going to leave it up in the front so that I know exactly what's in my lockbox. Hopefully also after tax time, I can get in a position where I can start some sinking funds and do bill exchanges and all that. I'm really excited for it. I think bill exchanges and cash stuffing is my favorite for finance right now on here on YouTube. So thank you for watching. If you have any questions about anything that I've said, if you want to share your story, if you have like some mental health issues that you're not ashamed to express, you can leave that in the comments as well. It's always nice to know that there are others, and you know, you're never going to be alone. I mean, a lot of people like to stay quiet about it, but there's really no point in being quiet about it, because you could just be hurting all these other people. They think that they're not normal, and they need to know that it is normal. So that's part of my goal, is I just want to be very real and out there, and I want to make content that people can enjoy, people can relate to, and hopefully that is coming across. So, but thank you all for watching, and this girl's gonna go take a nap because I am tired. But I will see you next time, and if you like it, please subscribe, please like it, and like press the thumbs up button and leave a comment. But anyway, I will talk to you all later. Bye.